Hello, Venky Atluri, and welcome to Galatta Plus. And you're doing Sir, VAATHI. But before that, you just got married on the 1st of February.
Yes, sir.
And this is not the honeymoon your wife expected.
Definitely not. She has not expressed that to me, but yeah, she must have expected something else. I have nothing but to apologize. Sorry.
Yeah, because
I'll
it's like,
make up for this some other time, some other
right,
place.
right. Because, you get married and then you're plunging into the promotions of,
Yes.
like Sir slash VAATHI. I want to begin by talking about two actors. One named Dhanush, very good actor who you have in your film,
Yeah.
and the other one named Venky Atluri, who kind of before he was a director and before he was a dialogue writer, started out as an actor. So, the film is Nyapakam, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was released. It didn't do well.
Didn't do well was, being so modest.
Okay.
It just ran for one show.
Okay.
The morning show, and by the end of the day, I think 90% of the theaters were they've replaced with some other film.
Right.
So that was can't even call it a disaster. It was something else.
But tell me one thing,
Yeah.
and I've read a lot about you being very open about the fact that you were a bad actor.
I was a bad
Yeah.
actor.
So what made you get into acting, and how did you have the right head on your shoulders to say, okay, I did not do a good job? Because usually it's a little hard to accept that fact.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, earlier I had this flair for writing, but when I was in that 20s, mid 20s or 22, 23, that was the time in Telugu cinema, new actors were coming in. Tarun became a big star, Uday Kiran became a big star, and these people, you know, they they're new to the industry. They've not come from a film background and everything. And around that same time, people used to encourage me. See, you also look good. Why don't you try? So as an youngster, I just get carried away. Everyone gets carried away, and I was trying my luck. I was doing my portfolio headshots and everything, and this Gnapakam happened effortlessly. One of my uncle's friend was making a film, and the hero that who was supposed to do that film just walked out of the project, and he was in anger. He just wanted to replace with some face, and I just walked into the office. You're the hero. That's it. No hard work, nothing. I just walked into an office, and I was the hero. And the film was shot. The director of the film was actually quite a decent gentleman. His name is Upalpat Narayan Rao sir, and he's made critically acclaimed films with Nagarjuna sir. He's made Jayatri Yatra. He has made Rakshana, which was a big hit. So nothing can go wrong. Then after the film was completed, it got released, and even after watching the film, I thought the film is decent, because to me, watching myself on a big screen was a new thing.
Yeah. And it must have been a thrill.
It was a thrill.
Yeah.
It was a thrill, and I thought I was doing well. Then the film tanked, and after a week, my dad was waiting because he was giving me time to sink in the fact, but I was not accepting it. Now, after 1 week or 10 days, he just calls me up and, what next? Yeah, I'm getting calls, and you fool, you can't act.
Your dad told
He
you.
actually said this
Okay.
in much Telugu version with 1 2 bad words, but the gist was, you fool, you can't act. Just accept that fact. Then again, I saw the film as like an audience. That's when I realized, yeah, I really couldn't act. Then I went through all the reviews. They were really bad. Just keep aside the movie. They were like blasting me. This man can't act. This man can't emote, can't cry, can't laugh, can't dance. I was reading all these things, and I was obviously pretty upset. Now, I definitely didn't want to quit as a bad actor, but I didn't know where I was going also. So I just wanted to give one more year. And that's when Sneha Geetam happened. Geetam had some new faces, so they were hunting for another new face. And I walked into this office. Madras Sridhar was the director, and Lagarpari Sridhar was the producer. And I got through the audition. And that was the tough part because they were literally looking for fresh faces and they wanted something, some 20, 21. I was already 24 or 25. So I was not fitting their bill. Yet I gave my shot, and they have adjusted their, requirements for me. I got into the film, and the film was shot. It released, and this time I got decent reviews. I got good reviews for my acting and everything. But during the process of this shoot, what happened? One of the writers, the main writers for the film, he quit the film, citing some remuneration issues. I don't know what, but he just quit, and there was no writer for that film. That's when I walked up to Madhura Sridhar sir, and I asked him, "Sir, I can write. Can I write?" He said, "Okay, I'll give you 4 scenes, and it's a test." So I wrote the 4 scenes. He was really impressed. So he gave me the whole second half. He asked me to write the whole second half. I wrote the whole second half. And then later, bits and portions of the first half. I've written almost 75 to 80% of the film was written by me, the dialogues. So that's when, after the film was an average grosser, but the writing part got more appreciation.
Yeah.
As far as my portfolio is concerned, as an actor I was okay, but as a writer I got more appreciation. That's when slowly another film of Madhura Sridhar happened, and it's called It's My Love Story. After watching that film, Dil Raju Garu called me. I like the writing, will you work for me? I said, it's my pleasure. That's how my journey with Dil Raju sir started, and slowly I started writing stories and I started pitching to people. And there was this one incident where I went to Usha Kiran films, Usha Kiran movies, Ramoji Rao Garu's production company. So I pitched them a story. They liked it, and that's the first time they asked me something I've not prepared for. They asked me, okay, the story is good. What do you want to do with this? Direct or act? I was actually not prepared to answer because
You still wanted to act.
Till then, I was thinking of myself as some Sylvester Stallone who could act and direct, or act and write his own scripts. But then Mr. Sudhakar, who was heading Usha Kiran Films back then, he gave me a clear picture. Look, Venky, if you want to act, we take the script, we'll find a director, and that's a process. If you want to direct, you have no experience. You have to get some experience. We'll find an actor, and you'll direct. These are the two scenarios that you have. Don't expect to act and direct as well. That's not going to happen. So choose between these two. What do you want? And I had to take a call instantly. And the first thing that just crossed my mind was direction.
Okay.
Because, when you have two things in front of you on the plate, you just have to pick what your heart wants. And my heart was more inclined towards writing and direction, so I picked it. And after choosing that path, it took me about 7 years to actually start a film shoot.
Oh.
It took me 7 years.
What were you doing in those 7 years?
I worked for Dil Raju Garu for 4 years, and after that, Toli Prema, after the film was okayed, I had to wait for another 1.5 years because Varun had some previous commitments, and Varun broke his leg, and there was no shoot for 6 months. So everything put together, again, after I got the script okayed, I had to wait for another 1.5 years to go to shoot.
Is there still some part of you that says, I want to be an actor?
No.
No, that's gone.
That's gone. That's completely gone, because once you're comfortable on a director's chair, I don't know, that feels so comfortable. You know, putting on that makeup, you know, I always felt suffocated. This was more relaxing.
Direction is more relaxing.
Direction is more relaxing. No matter how, you know, you have to wake up early, you have to leave late, you don't get more time to rest, but still, this is my, you know, you call it a meditation or something. I feel so relaxed.
Nice, nice. Now let's talk about Dhanush.
Dhanush sir.
He is one of the best star actors in India.
Yes.
As a former actor and as somebody who has actually been in front of the camera and experienced what acting is, how did you see Dhanush's performance?
I can't compare.
I'm not asking you to compare you and him, but
Yeah, but
because you know what it is to stand in front of the camera and all that, how did you process that? Like, were you like, how is this man doing this? Or did you know that, oh, I know this guy could do it, that's why I took him in his film, in my film?
obviously we know what kind of a caliber Dhanush sir has. But you know, when you sign him and finally get to direct him, that process is something amazing. Why? Because you watch him act. You write a scene in a certain way, and 90% of the time you want the actor to do the part the way you've written, the way you want him to emote. But Dhanush sir, he does it a tad differently.
Can you give me an example?
Uh,
Without any spoilers.
Yeah, not okay. I don't want to give the spoilers, but you know, there was this interval scene. I've written it in a very regular, emotional way. You know, like any other actor, like any other actor performs. You need to you're like a pot boiler or something. He will be shouting at the protagonist will be shouting at the villain, and they have a word exchange and everything. So I've written, he read. Can you show me? He said, I've done it. Can I do it differently? I said, yes, sir, sure. Okay. I was waiting. I thought he was going to show me. I said, yeah, I'll do it there, not here. I was a little scared. Obviously, it's Dhanush sir. I can't ask him to, no, sir, first show me, then we'll go there. I can't do that. So we went there and he started acting. That moment, I understood, okay, can acting be this simple? He usually simplifies the process of acting. You don't have to, you know, have big eyes or raised eyebrows or something. He can talk simple yet scare the opposite person. He actually did that. Even today, when we sit on the edit table, the editor talks to me. He talks about that scene, and I know for the fact that it reached that stage because of Dhanush sir and his subtle acting. He knows when to emote. He knows when to elevate, or he knows when to, you know, be angry and when not to.
Right.
Yeah. So that way.
How did this project come about? Is it like, did you approach Dhanush, or how did that like, did somebody put the two of you together?
Yeah. So actually, I was not even I wouldn't say considering, but I was not even hoping that I would go and narrate a script to Dhanush sir. After Rang De, it wasn't a big success because of COVID or it being my third successive love story, which had first half in India and second half in abroad. So there were a lot of other things, and I was lacking in confidence. I was scared to approach any actor. And that was the time when my producer, Mr. Vamsi, said, "There's a listen. There's an opportunity open there. Do you want to narrate this script to Dhanush sir?" I said, "What are you saying? I would love to, but I don't think he's free anytime soon." Because back in Hyderabad, sitting in Hyderabad, what we hear is Dhanush sir is doing 15 films, 15 films a year. So I thought, okay, 15 films or 10 films, he'll be busy for the next 2-3 years. You know, I don't think he would be wanting to do a film like this. And see, it's just a narration. Why don't you just go narrate? It'll be like an experience for you.
Yeah, what do you got to
Oh,
lose?
yeah, nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So I went with absolutely with no agenda. To me, meeting Dhanush sir was itself is a big thing. So went there, narrated, and with at the end of the narration, he just said, "When do you want my dates?" Sir, I was shocked. Sir, what do you mean by dates? You want to make the film with me? Yes, sir. So just tell me when do you want the dates? And that's the first time, sir, I thought, okay, sometimes we shouldn't have an agenda. That's when you just narrate a story so freely. You don't have, you won't just uh, get scared. Sometimes you get scared and you miss a few important points. You just flutter. You do whatever, what not everything.
Right.
But this time I was too confident because I had nothing to lose.
Just tell me if I'm right, but maybe because you thought that this is never going to happen,
Exactly.
you just freed you up in a way to kind of,
I was narrating a story to a gentleman. I just wanted him to like the story. I was not trying to impress him. If I tell a story to someone, I want him to like the story, not me.
Right.
But when you have an agenda, you usually try to impress him. You want the other person to like you. That wasn't happening.
Okay.
So here, when I just put the story in front of me, he liked the story.
Right.
And that's how the project happened. It was a very beautiful moment.
Yeah. So you write all your films.
Yes.
One film you co-wrote, right? It's Rang De?
No,
You
I
write
all
all
my
your
films.
films.
Yes.
Okay. So when you're writing and like you're writing these films, this is a little, like you said, your first three films were of a particular nature. This seems a little more of a social drama kind of film. The shift, of course, happened even before you went to your star and all that. But what caused this? What made you say, okay, is it because Mr. Majnu and Rang De didn't do particularly well? Is it because of that, or was it like you just felt I've had enough of that genre and say, let me try something else?
I started writing this film before Rang De.
Okay.
It happened during COVID. And after Rang De released, then yeah, I thought there was a bit of overdose of love stories from me, and everything has a bit of similarity. And I read a lot of memes. They there was this one funny meme I always quote. Narappa is a remake of Asuran. So there was one meme saying that if Narappa was made by Venky Atluri, the second half, the family would have shifted to London, and they've lived happily ever after. So I read them. See, I usually trip on all these memes. When a meme was made on my films, I thought that was the time I needed a shift, and I have a cousins group, and Feb 10th was the release of Toli Prema in 2018. So last year he quoted that film and said, "This is your best film." That was when I thought, okay, come on, I know that's my baby, but even after 4 years, if people are attaching me to that film,
Your
that
first
means,
film.
yeah, the first film, that means there's no growth. There will be a growth only if there will be a shift. And the audience viewing cinema has changed post-COVID. Maybe the time I got during COVID and the result of Rang De, and people still associating me to my first film. All these things put together, I've decided, okay, no two films of mine from now will be of same genre.
Okay.
So I won't do same genre films consecutively.
Right. So if I may ask, have you decided on your next film?
Yes.
Okay. Can you say what?
I want to do a financial crime. What do you call? It's not a crime, financial drama, like Wolf of Wall Street.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That's really a departure. That's nice. Yeah, yeah. I asked Vamshi Parapalli this question because I interviewed him during the release of Varishu. Let me ask you something similar.
I worked for him
You worked for him.
during Upiri.
Okay.
Tola.
Right. Tora. Yeah, Upari. Yeah.
I worked for like a couple of months during the script,
Right.
for the scripts.
Right. Is there something called a Tamil film sensibility and a Telugu film sensibility? Or is it just a myth? Because sometimes you find certain movies from here being dubbed, not even remade, being dubbed and becoming big successes there, and reverse, right? Yet people talk as if these two industries are a little different in sensibility. So what do you feel?
Well, I don't know about before, because uh, there were times in 90s where Kamal sir's films were huge hits, Rajni sir's films were blockbusters, and now shift to 2020s. During COVID, people have started watching a lot of content on the OTT.
Right.
So people loved Asuran. It was not even dubbed in Telugu. They watched it with subtitles, Asuran, Karnan, and they watched Trance. All these films with subtitles, people started loving the content, and I'm talking about the people in Telugu states. In the same way, Tamil audience started liking the stuff that was made in Telugu. So somewhere, audience viewing cinema has changed.
Right.
So I don't think there is a Tamil sensibility or a Telugu sensibility anymore. There's just audience sensibility. As long as you impress them with the content, they would love to watch any film, any language.
Right.
For example, films like Kantara. I don't know about the culture, but
Yeah.
the first 15 minutes just hooked me up to the film.
Yeah.
I really don't know about the culture, but still, I watched it from start to stop without even pressing a skip button.
So when you were making Sir and Vati, the exact same movie is there in both languages, or were there tweaks in something?
Yeah, because the education system is different in Tamil Nadu,
Right.
and it's different in the Telugu states. For example, we don't have +1, +2 in government schools. And we don't call them schools. We call them junior colleges.
Okay.
You call them higher secondary. And here you call it 11th and 12th. There we call inter first year, second year. We have MPC, BIPC. You have science group, commerce group. So all these things have to be, done differently and shot differently.
Right. But in terms of emotional pitch, both are
Same.
Same. Yeah.
The length is a little different. The Tamil version is 2 minutes lengthier. The Telugu version is like it's like 2 hour 10 minutes and 2 hour 12 minutes.
How did you shoot when you shot a scene in Telugu and then you shot the same scene in Tamil? Is that how it went?
Shot by shot.
Shot by shot.
We talk in English, cut, we talk in Tamil, like that.
Like that. Okay.
So we were shooting each shot twice.
Twice. Once in each language.
Yeah, once in English.
Okay, all right. Is that process a little, like as a director, this is your first bilingual. How was that experience? I mean, like your Tamil is, you just said it's not very good. So whereas your Telugu is obviously like, you're very fluent, so you know that
It's my
the
A game.
emotion is matching the lines and this and that. Did you have some help on the sets that kind of made sure that what you wanted is kind of showing out
I
there?
have Dhanush sir for the first
No, that's
thing.
true. But I'm talking about all the actors, right? It's like
Yeah.
there is a whole cast. So
I had another AD from Tamil Nadu. His name is Venkatesh Menon, and he used to be on the set. He used to guide me. He's like a kid, but still he used to guide me through the scenes, especially during the Tamil takes.
right.
So yeah, it is a little straining process, because every shot
But
you
you
have
just
to
said
do.
it's like meditation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is meditation. The shooting is bliss, but sometimes you have to take true shots. It's a straining process for the actors.
Yeah.
Because the Telugu actors won't be that comfortable with Tamil lines, and the Tamil actors, the actors from Tamil Nadu, they won't be that fluent with Telugu. So that is a little straining process for them, and Dhanush sir, he never, he's never expressed that strain in his face or anything. I think he's a gifted actor. No, we hardly see those kind of that kind of a talent.
As a writer director, what is the hardest part about making a movie?
Keeping it simple.
Really?
Keeping it simple. When I was uh, entering or shifting my gear into writing, there was this one gentleman who told me it's very simple to make things complicated and very complicated to make things to keep things simple, and that was so true. If you can if you can really keep it simple, the whole shoot, the whole process will be, again what I said, it will be like a meditation.
When you mean simple, you mean the screenplay?
Everything. If you can what do you say, if you can keep your film as simple as a kid can understand it.
Okay, like that. Okay.
If I start watching the film on the edit table, even a layman who's walking into the room suddenly and seeing watching the film, if I can keep him hooked on to the screen for say 2 minutes of that scene, that means I've achieved something.
Right.
Not many times you start watching a film halfway through and you just want to watch the remaining film. That happened to me when I was watching Kaidi. I just walked into my house and there was a movie playing on TV. I didn't watch it in the theater, so I was watching on the, I just walked into the room and the movie was playing on TV. I started watching halfway through the film, like I missed the first 30 minutes and I finished the film. So that happens very rarely because that film, no matter how much twisted screenplay it has, but I think the director kept it simple. That's why
Clean line.
simple.
Now, Dhanush is also a director, he's a
Yeah.
writer, amongst many other things. Did he have any inputs in the script that
He's written 2 songs for the film.
Okay.
The VAATHI was written by him, and there's another film, the other song that released yesterday. It's called One Life. It was written by him.
Okay.
So when you say he's a pool of talent,
Right.
and I'm actually surprised because he's a gifted talent. Why? He can write. He can write lyrics. He can do screenplay. He can direct. He can play instruments. If you ask me about the inputs, these are the inputs. You know, he can write lyrics. He can write dialogues. If there's a Tamil, if a dialogue was translated into Tamil from Telugu, because I write it in Telugu and then get it translated into Tamil. So he just goes through the scene and he says, Venky, this is fine, but when I say it, it just looks like an exact translation. It won't sound good. So I will just change it like this and just say it like this. I used to ask him, sir, what does it mean? And it used to mean much better than what I have actually written. So that's the reason when I said we have 2 different lenses, it's because
Some of the
lines have been changed to, there's a Tamil timing.
Yeah.
You know, that, what do you call it? That colloquial language.
Yeah. Once a film is locked and out of your hands,
Yes.
What are you feeling right now?
It's almost locked. It's in the post production tables right now. CG is happening, the music, the background score is happening everywhere. I'm really happy for the first time. I don't want to jinx it. I really don't want to jinx it, sir. But every time I watch the film, I'm actually satisfied.
Nice.
Because this is the first time I'm doing a bilingual. It's too early for me at this stage of my career. I've shot it in like 84, 85 days, 86 at a max. And now just sitting back and trying to watch the film, it gives me not just happiness, but I feel a little proud.
Nice.
I'm proud of the team that I worked with. I'm thankful to God because he's given me something more than what I asked for. Maybe he thought I I was sitting idle for a long time during the COVID. God is kind.
When you go to your next film,
Yes.
did you just push the previous films from like your consciousness and then just jump right in there, or like does the success, or like for instance after like Mr. Majnu didn't do too well and when you went on to Rang De, like did you just jump right there to kind of like this thing, or does it linger a while?
No. In fact, you're talking about Mr. Majnu. I started my second film after my first film success on the 9th day.
Okay.
So Tholi Prema released on 10th. I think 19th I was already writing my second film.
Right.
I didn't get to enjoy too much of success. I didn't, wait till the failure of Mr. Majnu, just wear off me. I just moved on. The main reason why I didn't enjoy much of Tholi Prema's success is because I know for the fact that success shouldn't just get to your head. The only way you don't let that hit you in a bad way is just move quickly. There will be people. There were people who said, okay, you had this success, you waited for this success, just go on a holiday, go there, just meet people, go to Bombay. A lot of people who advised me to do a lot of things, but the only thing that was on my mind was what am I going to write next? And even today, if people ask me, Mr. Majnu and Rang De were not bad films. They shouldn't have happened one after another. If Mr. Majnu happened after some other film, some other genre film, it would have had a different, result.
Right.
Same in the case of Rang De. I was, the same thing. Me moving away from the success or from the film. Somewhere, maybe I just rushed into something. And that's the reason it got affected, and the effect had shown on the films. Maybe someday, that's the reason now I've consciously made a decision, no two films should have the same genre.
Yeah. So good luck for Sir
Thank you.
VAATHI,
Thank you.
and good luck for your Wolf of Wall Street movie.
It's not a Wolf of Wall Street movie. It's
I know,
a genre.
I'm calling it that because it's you've not really described it, so
Yeah.
that's kind of a thing. That's also interesting. But I think I really appreciate you, the way you spoke. It really was very refreshing because it's very rare to hear people speak about failures. The
Part
thing
of
that
life, sir.
it is part of life. Yeah, but thank you for sharing these insights, and all the best.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Thanks.
Experience 10 days of Grand Europe trip for easy EMI of Rs 25,000 only with GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
Wonder Diamond, South India's largest lab-grown diamond brand, stores at Chennai, Coimbatore, Bangalore and Hyderabad.